Hi everyone, my name's James Ivey. Where's the other bloke? From the Studio Rats, and Christmas has come early. The good people at Thomann have sent me an early Christmas gift. Two, in fact. This is the Warwick Rockboard TRES 3.0. And they've also sent me the PowerMod 150. This is the 150 watt, clank, amplifier module that goes inside the TRES. I'm going to say TRES or tray, I'm not sure which. 3 pedal board. Now this is a great little board. It comes with the carry case. There is also an option for a hard flight case if that is your thing. It's more money, but hey. So what I thought I'd do in this video is take you through my building of this very small, compact, fully featured pedal board, which is based around the Rockboard TRES 3 by Warwick and the PowerMod 150. So once we get it out of the box and we disrobe it of all its packaging, this is the steel frame that is the TRES 3. It's very nice. It has a single slot for one of their modules. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, it's really nice. The gig bag seems nice and strong. You can only ever really tell how strong a gig bag is once you start gigging it. But yeah, it all looks good. It's a nice thing. It's good and solid, yet not too heavy, which is important. The next part of the puzzle is the PowerMod 150. This is one of the little modules that fits in the back of the TRES 3. Let's fit it in there and screw it down. There are different options for attaching the PowerMod to other pedal boards if that's your thing, but obviously it fits in the TRES 3 just nicely. So let me explain why you need the PowerMod 150. There is also a 75 watt variant as well. Let's just say you're on a fly gig and you're not quite sure what you're going to turn up with, or you've arranged in advance that there'll be a cabinet, some form of speaker, be it FR, powered or not powered. These are all things that will become important in a minute. And you just want to take your guitar of choice and your pedal board. So in this case, what I've done is I've built up a pedal board featuring the Nobles ODR Mini 2, an IK Multimedia Tonex. This is the white limited edition version with a load of our presets on it. Currently, I'm using the TSR 20 patch, which is available from the Studio Rats website. I also have the Electro Harmonix Epitome 3. The reason for going for this is because it's 3 really good sounding effects in one pedal, and my favourite chorus of all time, which is the TC Electronics Stereo Chorus Plus, the gold one. It's lovely. So the board arrives absolutely naked, so you can configure it exactly as you want. All I've done is taken the supplied, really nice quality Velcro. Technically, Velcro is a trade name, but hey. I've put the fluffy side onto the board, as you should. I've also strapped some underneath, which can be very handy for hiding the power supply. They do power supply modules for your pedals, but I'm using the PowerMod 150, so I can't have an extra pedal slotty thing. So I'm burying a little pedal power supply thing underneath and strapping it in. I'm using both the Velcro and the supplied cable ties for this, so it's not going anywhere. Let's put the pedals on the top, arrange them roughly how I want them to go, and let's cable it all together, I guess. I'm going to start with the signal. That's the bit you always tend to want to look pretty, and then I'll worry about the power afterwards. That can usually just duck down through the holes in the surface of the Rockboard. So I've hidden the power supply for the pedals underneath. We also have the actual amplifier module, which is really cool. This is an entirely mono pedal board, so anywhere where we have stereo options, we are just using the left side mono, and you'll, again, see why in a minute. We're going into the Nobles, out of the ODR2 Mini, into Tonex, out of Tonex into the Epitome, Epitome into the TC Chorus, then out of this bad boy, underneath the board, and into the AmpMod 150. We then come out of the AmpMod 150, and this is the cool part, on both the amplified output, this goes off to our 4x12 speaker over there, and a direct DI output, which is going off to Pro Tools. Now I'll cut to that in a minute. And it sounds like this, and this is coming through the 4x12 behind me. Let's have some of that, some of that. really nice and fat. Let's lose some of that and some of that. So what you've heard up to now has been, say, a combination of pedals. In that case, it was just the Tonex and some Holy Grail Plus and I think that's the Stereo Mistress element of the Epitome, going straight through the 4x12. Now, one of the cool things about the PowerMod 150 is it gives you the option to either come out of the powered outputs, and you do have a volume and a 3-band EQ. I'm just boosting, I think I'm boosting the lows and mids a little bit to sort of balance things out between the DI sound and the cabinet sound. But you also have a DI output. Now this can be with or without a speaker emulation circuit, and it's an analog speaker emulation just done with sort of filters and EQ. Now it's worth saying that that speaker emulation is routed to both the powered output and the DI output. Now, it would have been nice, I think, to have the option of where it goes, because I get why you would want it to be able to go to both, but at the moment, I can't use, in a live situation, for example, I can't have a conventional guitar cabinet which isn't full range flat response and send a speaker emulated output via the DI, which is a bit weird. You'd kind of want to have, in this setup certainly, the unspeaker emulated signal going off to your guitar cabinet and the speaker emulated version going off to, in this case, Pro Tools for recording, or your front of house for the PA, the front of house engineer to deal with. To have both either on or off does seem a bit weird. You can't have best of both worlds. I'm sure there's reason for this, normally budget, but it does feel a bit weird. The other thing that's a bit weird, and I'm going to switch over and let you listen to the DI now, is there is a heck of a difference in volume for the outputs. So this is the DI on its own. Let's just put some of that in, turn some of that off. So you've got just a... Now when I kick the emulation in, I think it's fair to say that most FRFR cabinets are powered, so you wouldn't be using the powered output to those anyway. Yes, you could be using an older PA speaker, like a PV Hysys 2 or something out of the 80s, as your FRFR, but it's pretty rare. I mean, the barefaced range, they do an unamplified one, but top of my head, they're the only company that do. This one shouldn't have the speaker emulation. This output definitely should. So it's a weird one. But other than that, most of the time, this is going to be your pedal board, and it just happens to have a 150 watt, really nice sounding power amp in it. Now, interestingly, again, talking about the whole FRFR thing, you do have a headphone output, which again can be emulated via the switch. You can mute the power amp, which is great. You also have a mini jack input for connecting your phone as your MP3 player, your backing track player. And again, if you're using an FRFR cabinet, great, but I'm not sure why you'd want to send that through the guitar cabinet. Obviously, you would want to send that out of the DI. And again, you probably wouldn't want the speaker emulation on that. So there's a lot of options here, but you've got to really think about what you're using this thing for and how you're using it. It's not something where you can go, right, I want the speaker emulation on the DI output, but not on the speaker output, the powered speaker output. As an amplifier, it's great. The tone controls are really, really nice. Let's just go back to a cleaner sound. Let's bring the mid up a bit. So you've got quite a lot of tone shaping going on, which is quite nice. That's the high end, isn't it? Let's bring the high end back a bit. Push the mids a little bit more on the bass. So it's worth saying this is a 150 watt Class D power amp down to a minimum load of 4 ohms. There's no switching or settings or anything for that. I'm running a 16 ohm 4x12 cabinet. It will happily run an 8 ohm cab, anything down to 4 ohms. So if you're running daisy chain between 2 cabinets, again, absolutely fine. Quite a neutral sounding amp, you know, you've got a bit of tone control, but it's definitely on the pedal platform tonal line of things. It's just a really great sounding thing. It's easy to use, and if you're not trying to reinvent the wheel, you just need a pedal board that's got a power amp in it to run a speaker. It is absolutely perfect. And you know, what's not to love? It's 150 watts. That's pretty damn loud. It's not a tube amp, so it's not getting super hot. It's got a fan built in, but to be honest, the fan only kicks in when you're driving really hard, and when you're driving really hard, the last thing you can hear is the inbuilt fan. So there you go, the Warwick Rockboard TRES or Tray 3 with the PowerMod 150 power amp module. It's a great combination. If you're the guitar player who's on a fly gig, this is a fantastic solution. Even if you're the sort of guy who likes to change their pedals up from time to time, Warwick rate this thing for between 5 and 10 pedals. Obviously, pedals come in lots of different sizes these days. You can get a lot more mini pedals on and a lot less of these bigger kind of double or triple size pedals. But they do variations on a theme. There are variations with different numbers of module slots in. It's a very, very flexible solution. You can even change the modules over to different boards if that's what you need to do. Yeah, it's great. So I'll leave all the details for the Warwick Rockboard TRES or Tray 3 with the PowerMod 150 and all the other stuff that Warwick do in this line. I'll leave details down there in the blurb. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the normal stuff. It makes such a difference. You can also check out the Studio Rats captures for Tonex. That's the one I've been using today. I've been using the TSR 20 pack. And yeah, so my name's James Ivey and I'll see you again very soon.